Are the evil creatures featured in the Mephisto Club, the Nephilim, actually mentioned in the Bible, or do they appear in other ancient texts?
They are mentioned in all those things you just talked about. In the Bible, they appear in Genesis, where they are described as the giants. And I think the quote goes something like this: "There were giants in those days," and they were referring to the same creatures that are referred to in some other pre-biblical texts. One of them is the Book of Enoch, written about 200 years before Christ, and the other is the Book of Jubilees, written about 100 years before Christ. The myth goes like this, and it's a wonderful snapshot into the mind of the ancient Jews at that time. There were angels living above us, and they looked down upon human women and thought women were quite attractive. So the angels came down, married the women, and they had children. You would call them hybrids. These children were known as the Nephilim, and translated that just simply means those who have come down or those who have fallen. These children were evil, and this was the introduction of evil onto the earth. It's the hybrid children of angels and women. This whole legend really sort of explains where it comes from. In the Book of Jubilees, the legend is taken further. This is during the time of Noah. God decides that the Nephilim have caused too much trouble. There's been so much warfare and bloodshed and violence. God decides to wipe out the whole race. But at the last minute, he is convinced that he should allow some of them to survive. So he allows 1/10 of their number to survive to worship Satan through time. Now, if you were to take this as a given that this is actually true, it would mean that they're still among us, that they're still breeding with us, that their bloodline is still here, and that some of us have the genes for evil. It's an interesting theory for describing sociopathic behavior. There are also other conspiracy theorists who feel that because the Nephilim are known to be quite intelligent, quite attractive, quite charismatic, that they are automatically elected our leaders. And in positions of leadership, they can start wars, they can incite violence, and they are invariably leading us towards Armageddon, which is their goal. And if you think about all this as a universal theory of evil, it's quite scary, because it would say that it's the Nephilim who are pushing us toward the end times.